In Lesson 4.2, Day 1, Writing Equations in Slope-Intercept Form, Examples 1 and 2, you will be writing an equation of a line in slope-intercept form when you are given the slope and a point on the line or when you're given 2 points on the line. The steps for writing an equation in slope-intercept form when given a point and the slope is to first plug in the values for x and y and m into the equation y equals mx plus b. You will then solve it for b, or your y-intercept. Once you know your y-intercept, you're going to write the equation in the form y equals mx plus b by using the slope that was given and the y-intercept that you just found. Example 1 says write an equation of the line that passes through 2, 1 with a slope of 3. So the first thing I always start out by doing is just writing the slope-intercept form of an equation. Y equals mx plus b. Now remember, in an ordered pair, the first one is x, the second one is y, and the slope is m. So I'm going to replace y with a 1, and I'm going to replace m with a 3. I'm going to replace x with a 2, and when m is right next to x, that means multiply, so I'm going to say 3 times 2 plus b, and we don't know what b is, so we're going to leave that as a variable. Now if I want to solve this for b, I have 1 equals 3 times 2, which is 6, plus b. Now if I want to get b by itself, I need to get rid of the 6 by subtracting 6 from both sides. 1 take away 6 is negative 5. And on the right, I just have b. So we just now found that b is equal to negative 5. We need to use that information and this information that they gave you, a slope of 3, to now write the equation. Basically, I'm going to say y equals m, but in place of m, I'm going to put a 3, x, and then plus b. And since b is a negative 5, it's not going to be plus 5, it's going to be minus 5. So the equation of the line that goes through this point with the slope of 3 is y equals 3x minus 5. The 3 was given to you, and the negative 5 we got by solving for b. You may want to pause the video and try the next one on your own. Again, the first thing I would start out by doing is writing y equals mx plus b. Now, if we're trying to find the equation of the line that goes through negative 2, 5 with a slope of 3, we're going to go and replace x with negative 2, y with 5, and m with 3. So in place of y, we're going to put a 5. In place of m, we're going to put a 3. In place of x, we're going to put negative 2. And we don't know what b is, so we just put plus b. Now I'm going to just simplify this. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Now if I want to solve for b, I want to get rid of this negative 6 by adding 6 to both sides. 5 plus 6 is 11. And this negative 6 plus 6 is gone, and we're left with just b. So we know that b equals 11, and we're also going to use the fact that the slope is 3. So now when I go to write my equation, it's y equals, and then in place of m, we're going to put a 3, x, and then plus b, since it's positive 11, we're going to put plus 11. Y equals 3x plus 11 is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that goes through negative 2, 5 and has a slope of 3. Next, we're going to be writing an equation in slope-intercept form when given 2 points. It's very similar steps with one added step at the beginning. We're going to find the slope of the line by using the slope formula, which remember that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the first thing we need to do here is find the slope, or find m. Remember, it's y2 minus y1, so 4 minus 1 over x2 minus x1, or 2 minus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, and 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and 3 over negative 1 simplifies to being negative 3. So our slope is negative 3. I'm going to just write here, m is equal to negative 3. That's going to be used in our final equation. And now we're going to continue on by choosing one of the points. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Sometimes I look for the one that I think is going to be the easiest. Maybe it has the nicest numbers or less negatives. I'm going to just go ahead and use this first one for this example. Now I'm going to write down y equals mx plus b. And now in place of y, I'm going to put a 1. In place of m, I'm going to put negative 3. In place of x, I'm going to put positive 3. And then b is what we don't know, so we're going to leave that as a b. Simplify this. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Now to solve for b, we would want to add 9 to both sides to get rid of that negative 9. And we end up with b equaling 10. Now that we know what m is and what b is, we can write our equation of y equals mx plus b, which we found to be 10. So y equals negative 3x plus 10. We just replaced the slope, which we found to be negative 3, in place of m, and 10, which is what we found for the y-intercept. That's replacing b. You may want to pause the video and try the next one on your own. Remember, the first thing you want to do is find the slope. Slope is equal to y2 minus y1. So negative 6 minus negative 2, be careful with those negatives, over x2 minus x1. So negative 5 minus negative 4. Now I would go and clean this up before doing my simplifying. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. And negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so the slope in this example is 4. I'm going to go ahead and just write m is equal to 4. I'm going to circle that so I don't lose it. M equals 4. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to choose one of the points. I think both of these points are equally ugly, so I'm going to just go ahead and use the first one again. And I'm going to plug it into y equals mx plus b. So in place of y, I'm going to put negative 2. In place of m, I'm going to put the 4 that we found. And in place of x, I'm going to put negative 4. And then plus b. So when I simplify it, I get negative 2 equals negative 16 plus b. And now you would want to add 16 to both sides to get rid of the negative 16. Negative 2 plus 16 is 14. So we get b equals 14. We're going to need that piece of information as well for our equation. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b. So we're going to say y equals m, which was 4, x plus b, and since b is 14, we're going to write plus 14. Y equals 4x plus 14.